Hello everybody, Terrence Pop here with Darkulus.com, and we have another episode of Pimptard Wifestitute. Ben Affleck edition. I know you guys have been waiting for this one, and I got a couple requests for this, but I've been waiting for the numbers to come out. And not all the numbers did come out, but enough did, because it's going to get lively up in here. With that being said, how do you like them apples? Let us begin. Winning! Yeah. All right, this is a Pimptard Wifestitute episode, and it's going to have math in it because there's a lot of money on the table, and we have 10 years of marriage. So we're going to work it out. And I'm throwing in some new equations here. One is hits on pussy, next is hits on ass, and that one is infinitely more expensive. 10 years and $150 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of hits on the pussy, and probably, sadly to say, only really 10 hits on the ass. Now, there's a lot of begging going on because, hey, I watched that Alias, and you know what? Ben Affleck met her on the stage of Daredevil, and it was kind of a crap movie. Okay, so basically for a year and a half, 2 years, I'm not counting that in the equation because he was basically just sport f***ing that shit. Yeah, raw dog in the road whore, no.
You don't have a better bad idea than this?
This is the best bad idea we have, sir.
Before the age of 28, there is no goalie in the net, and the two defensemen are doing majors in the penalty box, so it's 5-on-3. Automatic hit, score, boom. Writes a check against it, marries her in 2005. Because he probably wants to do the right thing. Got it. She was having a kid, and he probably really on that year only really got 50 hits on the pussy. Because you guys out there have been married and divorced, even if you're still married, you ain't hitting that pussy that much when she's pregnant. It's just not happening. Fail the smell test, so the litmus paper turns blue. You're out of there.
I don't like the sound of them apples. Well, what are we gonna do?
Had a rebound in 2006 because I saw some pictures. She kind of snapped back pretty good. 150. Then, the honeymoon's over. It starts to taper off. Then we go to 100. Plus, he was filming some stuff there and he was away from home. He's melanin challenged just like me. He can't sport forever. Slips another one by the goalie. Boom, we're down to 50 again. Second kid now. We're seeing Barrel of Monkeys. Check the episode out. That's what she was doing to him.
Good God!
Why would a rich woman like that be barrel of monkeying a dude?
Let's face it, she's not getting a lot of camera time anymore. So again, boom, 50 hits on the pussy. It springs back a little bit. I saw some pictures of her. She was doing okay after having 2 kids. It probably went back up to 150, but let's face it, he's no longer sport f***ing, he's just wife f***ing. As we all know, wife f***ing isn't sport f***ing, it's just intercourse.
You're kidding me.
So she had her 3rd kid. Vertical axe wound, beef and cheddar in a catcher's mitt, hot dog down the hallway. She bounces back, but he doesn't bounce back to 150. He bounces back to 100. So guess what? Right here. She knew the deal. The clam burglars. Robble, robble. Mr. Affleck was basically going back to sport f***ing. He was double wicking.
Oh, Jesus, again, Ben?
No bullshit, because I wasn't with a hooker today. Ha ha!
Not that I know anything about hookers down in South America or anything like that. Oh my God, they're great. I'll hit the nanny. What a good idea. So guess what? She decided to stay married another 2 years and a day because in California, married for 10 years and a day, you get F'd in the A. He's now responsible for her for the rest of her life because there was no prenup that I could detect in all the research that I did. Mr. Affleck, you play Batman, but yet you don't have enough intelligence to get a prenup. Now it's time for the favorite part of Darkulus.com. It's like Mike Tyson saying he's going to church. Math. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Now, if you take all these numbers, hits on pussy, add them up, after 10 years, it's roughly 1,000, which makes the math so much easier. We have $150 million on the table, no prenup. She's entitled to half, 75 million bucks. So let's break this down. 1,000 hits on pussy, 75 million, and I'm adding in actually 15 years of child support at minimum level, which is 5,000 a month. I'm being nice. $75.9 million divided by 1,000 equals $75,900 per hit on that pussy. Mr. Affleck just signed some contracts to do 3 more Batman movies. This all is gonna go up a lot. Say the average sexual encounter is 14 minutes with 30 pumps a minute. That's roughly 420. So if you divide 75,900 by 420 pumps, it comes out to roughly $181 a stroke. I'm not trying to be a pig or anything, well, yeah, I am. Chances are he probably got her anally drunk about 10 times. So you take 10 and divide it into 75 million. He's paying $7.59 million bucks for hits on the ass. I hope she limped for a month, because guess what? For that kind of money, you're getting way more than the tip, baby. I'm just saying.
I've had my finger up my ass. I wouldn't say I've had anal sex.
If you're wondering what went wrong, he fell victim to the nanny bomb, which equals for us normal people, Raw Dog and the Road Whore, which is in the top 5 classic mistakes that men make. I'm gonna do a special episode about this called Nanny Bomb, and I'm gonna go through all of the guys who fell victim to this. Listen, it's a classic trick they're pulling on you, but you keep doing it, falling head over heels for the nanny bomb. You got all this money, you got all this influence, you got all this power, and women are hurling their boxes at you like the day after Christmas. And what do you get? The frumpy nanny. He probably should have kept up the sport on his wife, because the minute he stopped, shit goes awry. They have stores for this kind of thing. You can order all kinds of spicy stuff to spice it up or whatever. I mean, do something. But no, he double-wicked it, and then he basically double-dicked it, one in his own slot B. If sex is the cornerstone of intimacy, sport is how you keep a wife current and not an ex-wife. Well, my ex-wife's probably doing a lot of sport I'm just saying.
Pop, what's the difference between sport and wife?
Here it is. If you keep doing the same thing on the same menu every day, night after night, guess what? You're wife or you're having intercourse. Another big turnoff for a lot of dudes, they're getting barrel-a-monkeyed. Okay, he's 32, married 10 years, she has her last kid. He's gonna be paying child support and on the hook until he's almost 60. A lot of guys find that basically repulsive, and I don't blame you, because you're being turned into a slave or an ATM machine that has a penis and 2 eyes. Lunacy, you're an idiot. No. The bottom line is this: if you have this kind of money, don't get married. Or if you do get married, get a good prenup. And I'm going to repeat this one time for you idiots out there, not you, the guy behind you who's laughing. Do not, I repeat, do not get a sunset clause put in the prenup. If your prenup has an expiration date, so does your dignity. Everyone out there knows I'm divorced. So if you come here trying to get some sympathy from me, it's a black hole. The sympathy ain't getting nothing. You're responsible for your own goddamn decisions. I'll beat your ass. Everything I talk about here applies to me as well. And I don't have any sympathy for myself, so you ain't getting none from me, so f*** off, edit that out. And with that, we're shutting down another episode of Pimptard Wifestitute with Ben Affleck. If you have any more ideas for a Pimptard Wifestitute, comments below, because I love ripping them apart, and the math is absolutely hilarious, and in the end, it's brutal. And by chance, if Mr. Affleck should see this episode, I know he has enough money, he's gonna have at least $75 million. Check out the links below, our Patreon and PayPal page. Send us some loot so we can keep doing this. And drop a name from somebody you want me to Pimptard Wifestitute, and I'll do it. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button, because next time you want to hit your wife in the ass, I'll split the bill with you. That's f***ed up. All right, rain school's the most miserable time of my life. I'm freezing. It's raining out. We're doing a map check under a poncho, right? I can't, the light we have is dying. I'm like, I need a red light. So all of a sudden a guy turns a red light on, right? I'm like, cool. So we do our plans. I get done, give everyone their orders. I look up, and the dude is shining a white light flashlight through his scrotum. Oh. And I'm like, ah! Get that shit away from me. I'm like, you sick bastard. He's like, what? It was a red light. I'm like, okay, all right. Technically, it was a red light, but your balls were like right there. Don't do that again, man.